The future of clean energy development in the United States remains uncertain as legal challenges, policy reversals, and shifting federal priorities reshape the landscape for renewable energy investment. While the sector continues to attract significant private capital, recent actions by the Trump administration have introduced new hurdles for wind and solar developers seeking to benefit from federal tax incentives. Welcome to another episode of Reg Talks. Join us as we explore the state of clean energy tax incentives in the United States.
That's the tension we're exploring today. I'm here to unpack how legal challenges, shifting policies, and federal priorities are reshaping the landscape for renewable energy investment. This episode will give you the inside track on why tax incentives matter, the big court ruling from June 2026, and what it means for wind and solar developers.
We'll walk through the origins of these incentives, the Trump administration's recent changes, the court battle that followed, and what all this means for the future of clean energy in America. Let's dive in. To understand why this moment is so pivotal, we need to start with the basics. Federal tax incentives have long been the backbone for wind and solar development in the U.S.
For years, developers relied on production and investment tax credits, sometimes up to 30%, to make new projects financially viable. Those credits turned otherwise risky ventures into bankable deals.
And the safe harbor provision was a clever workaround. By spending just 5% of a project's cost early on, developers could preserve their eligibility for those powerful credits, even if the project took 4 years to finish.
That was crucial for big projects with long construction timelines. But then, the rules started to shift, and the safety net began to unravel.
Last year, the IRS decided to tighten eligibility. In August 2025, it stripped away the safe harbor for large installations, claiming bigger projects should meet stricter requirements.
That move sent shockwaves through the industry. Suddenly, developers couldn't rely on the 5% threshold and had to scramble to meet new standards on a compressed timeline.
Local governments and environmental groups saw this as a direct threat. They argued it would raise electricity costs and choke off new renewable projects.
And that's what set the stage for a major legal showdown, one that would test how far the government could go in rewriting the rules mid-game.
On the 6th of June 2026, a federal judge overturned the IRS's policy. Judge Kollar-Kotelly said the agency hadn't justified cutting the safe harbor for large projects and ordered a reconsideration.
The reaction was swift. Environmental groups, local governments, and city attorneys like David Chu cheered. They felt this would protect consumers from higher bills and keep investment flowing into renewables.
It's fascinating how the lawsuit united big names like the Oregon Environmental Council, NRDC, and the city of San Francisco. They argued the uncertainty from removing the threshold threatened the whole sector.
Even with the court win, developers are only getting temporary relief. The broader policy landscape still makes it tough to plan for the long term.
The court case isn't happening in a vacuum. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed in July 2025, fundamentally changed the game by ending tax credits for projects not started by July 2026 or finished by December 2027.
This was a huge shift. Developers had banked on those credits through 2032. So the sudden cutoff forced everyone to rethink their timelines. It's like moving the finish line while the race is in progress.
And Trump's executive order doubled down, instructing agencies to roll back incentives and prioritize nuclear, fossil fuels, and emerging tech over wind and solar.
The administration's argument is that renewables are unreliable and subsidies distort the market. But critics say this just increases uncertainty and could slow clean energy growth.
So with incentives expiring, rules changing, and legal battles raging, clean energy developers are in limbo. Private capital is still flowing in, but the risks are higher than ever.
What's striking is how much the pace of renewable deployment now depends on legal and policy decisions, not just market forces. The sector's fate is being decided in courtrooms and government offices.
I wonder how investors are weighing these risks. It's a critical period. What happens next will shape America's energy mix for years to come.
That actually brings us to our closing thoughts and what listeners should take away from all this.
Let's wrap up. First takeaway. Federal tax incentives are foundational, but their future is uncertain. Second, legal challenges can slow or reverse policy changes, offering temporary relief. Third, shifting legislative priorities mean developers must adapt quickly or risk losing support.
If you're in the energy sector or just care about cleaner power, your next step is to stay informed, watch new federal policies and court decisions closely, because they're shaping the ground rules for investment.
Thanks for joining us as we untangle the state of clean energy tax incentives. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the policies powering America's future.